Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our April edition of CalCo Community Chats. I'm Jamie Joe, the president of the Calhoun County Community Foundation, and I'm so excited tonight. We have a very special guest with us. We are going to have Sheriff Michael Bryant is going to be with us tonight. So we're really excited about that. We're going to talk to him about a lot of initiatives that the that the Sheriff's Office is working on, their joint task force with other agencies for just some different things. And so we're really excited about that. But in the meantime, before we get him on here, I need to do some updates for the Community Foundation. And excuse me if you heard me coughing in the beginning of the video. I've been sick, so I'm battling a little sinus infection. Our Chipola River Wayside Park update. So as many of you know, we were renovating Chipola River Wayside Park, and we are still doing that, but things have slowed down. Unfortunately, we did have some vandalism out at the park. And let me pop this on here real quick. I will show you guys. If you haven't seen it, these are some of the things that we had out there. You can see the walls, the stalls, everything that was just freshly painted has been vandalized. So that did slow us down a little bit. It's going to take some time to revamp our plan. Lucky for us, we were already planning on doing a major bathroom renovation out there. So hopefully, it won't slow us down too much, but please bear with us. We are a little bit delayed on that. Up next is, let's see, the community snow album. So back when it snowed in January, we decided to do a community album of all the snow pictures, and you guys submitted your photos of family, your pets, nature, amazing photos. But there were over 1,000 photos submitted. So that's a lot. It's wonderful. We're so excited to have that many, but that's a lot for us to have to sort through and format, and then of course create the albums and send those off to a printer, get quotes back. So we are working on it in between work and life and everything else. Remember, we are all volunteers. We are working on this, I promise. It is just going to take us a little bit longer than expected. So hang tight on the community snow albums. Lastly, if you saw it pop up just a while ago, the Best of CalCo Awards. That is coming up in May 1st, so stay tuned for that. We're really excited to launch this. It's the first ever Best of CalCo Awards, and we have 35 categories starting things off this year. So if you head over to calhouncountykcf.org/Best of CalCo, you can see all of the different categories that we have, and this is how it's going to work. So real quick, there's a form on our website under the Best of CalCo page, and you can vote once a day for your favorites. And at the end of May, we're going to compile those into our winners. And on a special episode of CalCo Community Chats on June 2nd, we're going to announce the winners of the Best of CalCo. And so, of course, for this great honor, our CalCo businesses will receive a plaque, a window decal for their business. They'll get a listing on our Best of CalCo page. And of course, they're going to have bragging rights for the next year. So it's going to be really fun. It's a great way to boost community morale, showcase our small businesses, and just bring everybody together. Now, businesses, you are encouraged to campaign. So if you are a restaurant and you want to campaign for best restaurant, head over to our website. We do have some free printable, downloadable campaign stuff on there. So there's posters, flyers, there's little table tents for restaurants or desktops. So you guys head over there, print that stuff out, cover the city, cover the county with those flyers and posters, and encourage everybody to vote for you. We're going to have fun with this, and we're really excited to bring Best of CalCo to Calhoun County. Let's see. I think I've covered everything. I'm trying to get through it as quick as I can, but Chipola River Wayside Park, we are working on it. We just got delayed because of some vandalism. The Community Snow album is coming soon. We're working hard for that, but you guys were amazing with submitting your photos, so we're a little delayed there. And then the Best of CalCo Awards will kick off on May 1st, and we'll close that out May 31st. So now, without further ado, let's see here. I believe we have Mr. Michael Bryant with us. How are you?
Good evening. I'm fine. And yourself?
Good. Thanks for being here tonight. Now, I know most everyone in Calhoun County knows who you are, but tell us briefly a little bit of your law enforcement background since you're a newly elected sheriff of Calhoun County. Tell us how things have been going and about yourself.
So I started my law enforcement career in 2001 under Sheriff David Tatum. I worked there 12 years, left in 2012, worked at the Blountstown Police Department from 2012 through 24. was elected on November the 5th and took office on January the 7th of 2025. So finishing up my first 90 days in office. And
Awesome.
we've encountered some things that, we've had to work through, but for the most part, I feel like we've hit our groove, and
Yep.
we're working hard.
Awesome. Well, we're glad to have you. I know that the citizens of Calhoun County are excited to have you, and looking forward to all that you do to make sure Calhoun County stays safe. So we're going to get in real quick to some initiatives that I know you mentioned you wanted the public to know about, and some things that you guys are working on, starting with the Northwest Florida Healthcare Fatherhood Initiative. Tell us what that's about.
So that's where a group of peer support specialists, they come to the jail and they identify the fathers that are in custody. And they sit down with them and counsel with them and talk to them about what their roles are in their families, and try to give them some guidance and direction. They help them if they have some addiction problems, they help them with those. And what I really like about this program is not only will they reach out to them while they're in jail, but they also reach out to them after they're out of custody, which means a lot. They just try to get them on the right track before they get out of jail, and see what services they could possibly need, what their family may even need.
Mm-hmm.
So that when they get back to their families, they have a sense of value and a sense of respect that they can earn back from their families.
Now, is that for everyone that's currently at the Calhoun County Jail, or is that certain inmates?
That's for everyone that's in custody has an opportunity to participate in that.
And does it matter what age their children are?
No, it does not.
Any fathers?
Any fathers, yeah. They
Awesome.
target fathers themselves.
Is that something that's currently being implemented, or are you in the process of beginning that? Do you have any people so far that have completed the program or are in it?
So we've got a list of names that we've submitted. Everybody's shorthanded as of right now. The Fatherhood Initiative is a little shorthanded. They haven't got to come out and visit us yet. We've met them initially. We've got the names, so we're just waiting on them to show up. But they're coming.
Yeah, that's good.
The Northwest Florida Healthcare Fatherhood Initiative and Northwest Florida Healthcare are really, really good partners for the sheriff's office.
That's really good. I want to move on real quick to the second opportunity reentry program. So this program, it helps with setting goals, tools for success, among some other things. Tell us about that program and what you guys are doing with it.
So this program was designed by a federal inmate that had served 13 years for trader fraud. And while he was in custody, he designed this program to help educate the inmates that were in jail. And it kind of gives them some goals, some tools for success. And it's the same type of program. They can start with some educational opportunities while they're in custody. And it also follows them once they leave the jail. So it gives them opportunities to increase their education.
Now, it seems like with these two initiatives so far that, I'm trying to find the right word, like rehabilitation after incarceration is really important. And it seems like this is programs that are helping guide people so that they have something to look forward to once they're out of jail.
Sure.
Is that?
What we're looking to do, you got the drug addiction, then you got the criminal activity that follows, and then you got incarceration. And it's just a cycle. And we're just trying to find ways, programs, resources, anything we can do so that when they leave our custody, they're not getting back in that same cycle. And that's what we're hoping to accomplish.
Do you see greater success when you offer programs like this? With your history in law enforcement, is it, proven that once you do things like this, that it keeps people from returning to jail?
Well, it does for some. I'm not going to say it does for all of them, but if we can help 1 out of 10, that's a success story. Mm-hmm. So it's worth all the effort that we put forth if we can just help that one.
Mm-hmm. Now, is this program as well? Is this something that's currently being implemented, or is this on the way as well?
We've had meetings with them, and we're putting things in motion. We're getting tablets for all the inmates, so they'll be able to do all these programs online.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's really good. Are All right, now the next thing we have, and guys, we're moving right along here. I know everybody's busy, so you may be wondering if we're a little bit more rushed than normal, but everyone's super busy. We know you guys have family to feed, and it's a school night, so we're just going to kind of keep moving here and get this thing going. The Guardian program. Now, that's really important because the Guardian program has to do with school security and safety. Tell us what the Guardian program is about.
So this is participants that work at the schools that have volunteered to be a guardian. So we're vetting through those applicants, and starting the summer, we'll start training those so they'll be prepared to come start of next school year.
What does being a guardian mean?
It means you'll be carrying a concealed firearm on the campus.
And how many counties in the state of Florida, do all the counties do this program right now, or just a few?
No, I think it's pretty much statewide. We're one of the last few that has not done it.
Okay, awesome. And you said you're vetting those now that are interested. So you don't have a current list of people who have been identified to do this. You're just still in the process.
Well, we do, but we can't mention those.
Well, obviously not, but you're in the process. You're not,
Yes.
They're not training yet. You're still in the process of getting everything together for that. So awesome. And then talking about school safety, you guys recently got a new canine. Tell us about Duncan.
So Duncan is a golden retriever, and he was specifically trained to detect firearms and offer therapy to the kids at school. So our deputy that's handling him is Deputy Ginger Chambliss, and she works the school zones first thing in the morning. She works the locker room. She works the parking lots. She goes in and out of the school. So you'll see her and Duncan around a lot, and she's just trying to make sure that she's doing everything she can so there's no firearms on campus to keep our students safe.
Oh my gosh, he's so cute. You guys can see Duncan there on the screen. Now that appears to be, was that his swearing in ceremony?
That was his swearing in ceremony.
That is so awesome. Now, how old is Duncan?
He's about a year.
About a year old.
Yep.
Now with that, what campus will he be on? Will he be at all county campuses, specific campuses?
No, she's not assigned to any one campus, so she'll hop from campus to campus every day. She'll go to all three.
Awesome.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, all four.
That's really good. And what kind of dog is he again?
Golden retriever.
Golden retriever. Oh my goodness. So cute. All right, let's see here. Does anybody have any questions or anything for Sheriff while I'm checking my notes here? If you do, pop those in the comments, guys, and they'll pop up here and I'll be able to ask him any questions. While we're waiting on some questions, tell us about the drug task force. I know I've seen a lot in the news lately about different agencies working together, oftentimes Liberty County, Franklin County, Calhoun. Are you currently working with anyone with a drug task force?
Yeah, so we're a member of what they call the North Star Drug Task Force. It's 10 counties. That's basically the counties us back to the east and to the south. But on a day-to-day operation, we're working primarily with our local counties because we're chasing the same guys around. They leave here, go to Gulf to Franklin to Liberty. But we help all the way over to Dixie and Lafayette County. So it's 10 counties, and we all have a representative from each sheriff's office in that county. And we use their assets and their resources. They use ours. So it's a good task force, and we're making some headway.
That's good. Has there been any, has there been a major bust recently in Calhoun County?
Not yet. No.
Working on it.
Yes.
Now tell me about the mutual aid agreement that you recently did with Blountstown Police Department and how that came about, the benefits of that, and what you guys are doing together.
So I had it drafted in February. It's one of the first things I wanted to accomplish after I got in office. We're a small agency. They're a small agency. It only makes sense that we work together. It gives them the authority to come out in the county and help us with certain details, whether it's special details, manhunts, whatever we need them for. It also gives them the latitude if they initiate an investigation that starts in the city, they can go out and follow it out in the county without us having to accompany them in the county. And we just share our assets and our intel. We're all after the same people. So, and one of the important thing was we was able to share frequencies with each other, so we can now communicate. Our deputies can communicate with their police officers. So we couldn't do that beforehand. And it's a benefit to us and to the police department. Say we have our comm center goes down. we can just change channels and Blountstown Police Department can dispatch us. Same for them. If their comm center goes down, they can change channels and we can dispatch them. So it's
That's very important.
Yeah, it's a redundant system at no cost.
Mm-hmm.
But it's safer for the public and it's safer for the employees.
Mm-hmm.
Those that are out there on a midnight shift to
Mm-hmm.
rely on each other to back each other up.
Yeah, that's very important. No, I mean, it's important everywhere, but especially in a small area too, where resources may be limited, personnel may be limited. You really need to draw on each other and lean on each other and know I've got your back, you've got my back. And like you said, if something goes awry at one agency, the other one can step up and say, hey, we've got you, head over here. So that's really exciting that you guys are working together.
Yeah, when you're out on call in the middle of the night, and you need backup, you don't care what color uniform they're wearing. You just want somebody to help you.
Right. Now, this is kind of for the general public that may not know. Our police officers, cops, are they trained in the same manner that sheriff's deputies are?
Exactly the same.
Okay. Let's see. We're getting some questions here. So, all right, Ernest Joseph says, Sheriff, keep up the good work. You and your deputies are doing amazing. So some love there.
That's always good to hear.
Oh, yeah. Miss Terry Neal said, that's great that y'all are finally able to work together. And Miss Judy has a question. Do any of the rehabilitation programs provide education or vocation job training?
So we're working on getting a GED program. Not that they can take the test here, but that they can take the courses to prepare to take the test once they get out of custody. But not as far as vocational job training, not at this time.
No. All right. Let's see here. Now, kind of another change I've noticed lately is it seems to be a trend amongst some area agencies doing Facebook Live updates to inform the public of some stuff. I know you've done a few of those. How has the response been? Do you find that that's been beneficial for you to be transparent in that way?
It is. I think it's important for the community to know the activity of the sheriff's office and what we're working on each month. And some posts get a little more response than the others, but I want to keep the county informed.
Yeah.
To know that we're staying active.
Oh, absolutely. And then to find you guys too online, if anybody ever wants to watch the lives or follow them on social media, they do have a website, calhounsheriff.com. And that's very easy to find. It's got a plethora of information there, but also on Facebook at Calhoun County Sheriff's Office. Now, are you on any other social media platforms or just Facebook?
No, just Facebook.
Just Facebook. All right. Let's see if we have any more questions. Anybody else have any questions for the sheriff? We'll take a few more questions. We really are going to wrap this thing up in just a few minutes, guys. He's a very busy man, Mr. Michael Bryant here, so we're going to get him back to working for you guys. One thing I wanted to mention too, or ask, what are some things that you would ask of the public to help you keep Calhoun County safe?
Well, if you see anything that's not normal, we get those calls all the time, and there are eyes and ears out there in the community. So if you see anything suspicious, just something doesn't feel right, an individual doesn't feel right, please call into the office and let us get it checked out. It may not be anything, but then again, we live in a very violent society right now, and I just think it's good that we check up on every lead that we get, and we just can't ask you enough. If you see something suspicious, please give us a call.
How many are you guys? Random again. Are you guys hiring right now? Is the sheriff's office hiring? Are you staffed at this moment?
Yeah, we're fully staffed at the moment.
That's really good. That's awesome. Let's see here. Amanda says doing a great job. Hi, Mr. Bill. We see Mr. Bill Gaskin is watching here. Anybody else have any questions? We're going to hang out for just a minute so you guys can throw some questions up here. While we have the sheriff here, now's the time. Like, you guys are wondering anything about any changes that have been made at the agency or some more things that they're implementing over there, throw those in the chat, which is just the comments, and we'll try to get some questions answered for you, or give him some praise like these folks are doing. If you guys are happy with the way things have been going, throw some praise in there. It's always good to feel like your efforts are paying off. So
one thing I would like to mention, the programs that I talked about, Cassidy Ramos is our new community outreach coordinator. And she is aware of these programs and many other programs that the sheriff's office has access to. So if anybody out there has anyone that's maybe struggling with an addiction, reach out to the sheriff's office and ask to speak to Cassidy. She does a really great job. She stays on top of things. She's working hard to make every resource out there available to the people in the county and then to those that are in our custody. So, and there's several different options out there for people that are willing to accept help and are looking for help.
Now, is this the current phone number to call if anybody, 5049-674?
Yep, and ask for Cassidy Ramos. She's our community outreach coordinator.
All right, guys, I'm going to leave that on the screen for just a second. Let's see. Are you adding any more SRDs to the schools or SRDs?
We've got 3 schools that we cover, and they're all 3 covered at this point.
Mr. Bill Gaskin says, do you have a grant writer?
You're looking at him. Well, I tell you, we've got a few grants, and the people that are employed in those positions really take care of their own grant. And then we have a JAG grant, which is our drug grant, and I take care of it.
That's a difficult job in itself. I've been involved in a little bit of grant writing, and that's no easy task. So that's definitely something to be proud of when you guys are able to do that. And that's how you guys have to get funding for all these programs and different things that you want to implement in these smaller counties. People may not realize that you may not have the budget to pay for all of these things. You have to ask for grants and grant money. And so I'm sure that's been very beneficial to you guys.
Yeah. So our community outreach coordinators grant funded, our victims advocates grant funded, our domestic violence investigators grant funded, our drug investigators grant funded, Deputy Chambliss and the dog is grant funded. So, yeah.
Grants are very important.
Grants are very important. We couldn't survive without them.
Let's see. Anybody else have any questions? Let's see. We got a few more minutes. I will mention while we're waiting for a few more questions in the chat, our next CalCo chat is going to be scheduled for May 12th, and we're really excited. We're going to have, fingers crossed, the tax collector, Ms. Chris Rogers, as well as Supervisor of Elections, Ms. Sharon Chasen, on with us. So as you guys have noticed, we're kind of rolling through the constitutional officers of the county and answering any questions that you might have or informing you of some programs in their offices, because the folks that are elected in Calhoun County really do want to see Calhoun County thrive and prosper, and they want to be there for the citizens. They want to do everything they can. And sometimes in this fast-paced world, it is very difficult just to get information out to you guys. So that's why we do these live chats, so that folks can be informed of what's going on. As I stated earlier, like with the sheriff, is very, very busy. You don't always have time to sit down in the office. You would love to as much as you can, but you don't have time every day to stay seated and meet with someone and answer a million questions. So things like this help the outreach. They help you inform the public. So we really thank you guys for watching and tuning into these and asking the questions, because it really is beneficial. Ernest says, Sheriff, do you plan on adding another drug detection canine dog to the force?
Yes. So we want one on each squad, and we'll have to do that after October 1 next budget year. But yes, we are. How
many squads do you have?
Well, so we got 2 different shifts, 2 squads, 2 different shifts. So, and we've got 1 canine that's working on the road, and then we've got 1 canine in the schools, and I want to put another canine on our other squad.
Now, with the canines, that requires like a specific officer, right? Like they have to be trained to handle that canine. The dogs, just for those that don't know, they don't switch throughout deputies. They stay with the deputy that they're trained with, right?
They normally do. They can change deputies, but they still have to be trained with that dog and get certified with it as that dog's handler.
Do you know how long that training takes? Because it's not an easy task, I would assume.
I don't. I know Deputy Chambliss has been going for a couple of weeks. I think it's a 2 or 3 week training.
Oh, that's not too bad. That's not as long as I thought it was. So that's really good. But all right, guys, we're holding tight here for just a second. Anybody else have a question before we wrap things up? Sheriff, while we're waiting, is there anything else you would like the public to know about anything in the office, any outreach programs, any ways they can help, or things that you're looking to implement in the meantime?
We've got one program that was brought to my attention actually today. I'd like to share it. Cassidy Ramos, our community outreach coordinator, found it, and it's called Smart Meth Prevention. And this is a in-school curriculum. It's 3 one-hour classes that can be taught to middle school and high schoolers. It kind of just gives them a message about drug use in rural counties. So that's something I hope that we maybe can get starting next school year.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here with us tonight. We appreciate you chatting with us on this episode of CalCo Community Chats. And I'm going to say goodbye to you and wrap things up here. And we appreciate all you do for Calhoun County and your deputies. And we hope y'all stay safe. And thanks for your service.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of CalCo Community Chats. Thanks to Sheriff Michael Bryant for being on with us tonight. Unfortunately, I know I forgot to mention in the beginning, Blountstown Police Chief Mark Mallory was supposed to be with us, but he had to cancel. Unfortunately, had something come up. So thank you guys for watching and being here. Don't forget to tune in on May 12th. So we will have the tax collector and the supervisor of election on, and then again on June 2nd for that special edition CalCo Community Chats where we go live and announce the winners of the Best of CalCo. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.